Hello Gemini, and welcome to your monthly love reading for May 2020. So for this reading, I'm going to be using the Witch's Tarot and the Psychic Tarot Oracle cards, but I won't be using this deck until the end of the reading, so I'll just be using the Witch's Tarot. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle these cards and set the intention for you. And on the left side is basically going to be the divine feminine energies, and then on the right side is going to be the divine masculine energies, and in the center is going to be the overall message between the both of you. Okay, now be mindful that this is not gender specific, that it is just regarding energies, so whichever energy you feel more connected to will be the message for you, will resonate with you. Okay, all right, let's start with the divine feminines. We have the Knight of Wands, okay? We have the Four of Swords. We have the Four of Cups, okay? So gestures of love, gestures of friendship, okay? Divine Masculines, we have the Hermit. We have the Seven of Wands, the King of Wands, okay? So definitely in his power, definitely on fire. The King of Wands, Mr. Divine Masculine, is definitely on the move. And the overall message between the both of you is the Nine of Wands. Okay, let's take a look at this reading. So, okay, so we start off with the Divine Feminines. In the relationship, we have the Knight of Wands. So how she views the relationship is quite passionate. She's seeing that the Divine Masculine is pursuing her at this time. They are chasing each other at this moment, or perhaps she is chasing him at this time. She's feeling quite passionate with the relationship. She is moving on forward with him. She is trying to make a move, trying to, capture his attention, and trying to really mobilize the relationship and progress on it, and not letting it fall apart or be stagnant at this time. So she's definitely in the chasing game with him. She is definitely trying to pursue him at this time. With Divine Masculines though, they have the Hermit. So he is kind of retreating at this time. He is reflecting on things. He is kind of like in his own cold world at this time, just reflecting on situations in his life and feeling quite isolated at this time, which could be kind of difficult to approach him in this moment, okay? Even though she could be pursuing him and could be kind of bringing the spark back in the relationship and getting things moving and, making it, progressing on it and not letting it cool down. In his world, it's already a bit cooled down. He is going through a lot internally. He is trying to, get better in control of his life, trying to manifest things in his reality. But at this time, it seems as if he is really reserved at this moment and really stepping back, not really interacting with others. Okay, and for the Divine Feminine's heart space, she has the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is about also stepping back in the relationship a bit, recharging herself, reflecting on things. Perhaps she looks a little bit drained because of the Knight of Wands. You do use a lot of energy and lots of fire, so she is probably exhausted because maybe she does notice that the Divine Masculine is kind of retreating at this time and kind of stepping back within himself and not really interacting as much. So this could be draining the Divine Feminine's energy in regards to making the relationship progress. For the Divine Masculine's heart space, we have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is about being determined and standing one's ground, not really allowing other people to interfere in what he wants to do at this time. There can be a lot of obstacles in this moment. There can be a lot of challenges at this time, but he's very determined to continue what he wants to do. He's very determined in pursuing what he wants to do, and he is it looks like he's been hurt and a little broken, but he's tied himself back together and continue progressing in what he wants to do. So in his heart space, perhaps he is also trying to defend himself. Perhaps maybe the divine feminine is a little bit confused with his way of being, and so she kind of retreats, and he kind of has to defend himself, because that could be affecting the feminine a lot, and she could be, perhaps there could be arguments, perhaps she could be discussing things with him, and asking why he's being like this, because he is being quite reserved at this time and she's making effort. So it looks like the feminines are making more effort than the masculines at this time. I feel the masculines just really need some healing and time to retreat at this moment. So he's really standing his ground and defending himself, and in deep down he is allowing himself to be the hermit for that reason. So there could be a little bit of conflict between the both of them at this time, because both of them are going through different situations at this time internally. So with the divine feminines, we have the Four of Cups. So what this is suggesting is that she is trying her best to offer her cup to him. You can tell here that she is giving his cup to him, but he's very reserved. He's pulling himself back. He's not really accepting the cup. He feels a little bit bored and dissatisfied with the relationship. So this is draining her too. She is a little bit bored with the outcome. She's trying, but it seems as if he is not putting the effort as well, and I feel like he's retreating at this time. He's definitely like the hermit at this time. So that's why she may be a little bit exhausted and retreating at this moment. Nothing much she can do, but just kind of surrender to the situation. At this time, the divine masculines are the King of Wands, so they're quite fiery in their own personal projects, quite fiery in the things they want to pursue at this time. Perhaps whatever they're really being determined and resilient on something, and that is making them burst up and with passion and excitement, and really pushing themselves into achieving something. So they're very determined and disciplined, and very passionate about what they're doing, and they are moving quite quickly in whatever they want to achieve, right? And so this could be throwing off the balance in the relationship, because I do feel her trying to pursue the divine masculines, making an effort, but the divine masculines just keep pushing back for some reason, and mostly focus on their own personal things, and mostly putting all that fire and passion into other things instead of the relationship. So that can be harming the relationship, actually. And it's because the masculines are going through something heavy right now at this time. The hermit is really suggesting them to retreat and really heal themselves in some sort of way, having time for themselves, isolating themselves, and this can be throwing off the balance and can be harming the relationship in a way. So both of them at this time are a bit defensive with each other, because both of them are not receiving what they want to receive. The feminines are trying, but at the same time the masculines are not giving as much, so she is pushing herself back and quite defensive. And the masculines are quite defensive too, because she may be, trying to prove her point and trying to clarify things to him, but at the same time he could be a little bit defensive in regards to criticism and judgment as well. So yeah, there's not much compromise here. I feel like you both are not compromising. I do feel the feminines are putting more effort, but for whatever reason the masculines are pulling back. So whichever it is, I do recommend the masculines need some intense healing at this time, so that the relationship doesn't die down, because both have to put in the effort, right? It takes two to tango. So let's see more messages for the divine feminines and masculines. We have the light. Okay, so there is a level of hope and light and faith for the divine feminines in regards to the relationship. And the divine masculines have new beginnings. So yeah, that's wonderful. So they are starting something new. Perhaps something that they're being very determined, something that they're pursuing and they're quite passionate about, and they're quite excited. So they're jumping into new territories. They're expanding their horizons, and maybe that's why he needs some time for himself, because Maybe it's time for him to begin new adventures, new beginnings in his journey, and he's contemplating right now in his life where he's at this time, because maybe he wants to expand himself, maybe he wants to pursue other things, and so he's very determined to, you know, to stick with his beliefs and stand his ground to what he wants to achieve. So definitely I feel like he's purging out an old skin of his, and this is what's causing him to be the hermit. So he is, I think, going to start new beginnings soon, new adventures for him, and I think he really needs it right now at this time. Which whatever he's starting, maybe it doesn't have to be traveling, maybe it can just be at home, but beginning new projects perhaps, or something that can help him, you know, raise his vibration a bit and heal himself. Divine Feminines are going through some sort of healing as well. There's opportunities coming forth for her. She does see the light. I do feel like this is like a level of hope of coming into her life in regards to the relationship. Things turning up for her, I feel. And maybe this is regarding the new opportunities that are coming for the masculines, but she is hopeful, and there is kind of like a level of aid coming her way. So there is gonna be some sort of guidance for her and directing her in the right path. But she does see that he does care for her perhaps at the same time. So there is a level of hope and faith in the relationship. So not all is dark, not all is, you know, you can be hopeful that things will work out. That's what I feel. Okay, so look forward for that for the feminines and for the masculines to start their new beginnings as well. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this monthly love reading of May 2020. If you enjoyed this reading, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and leave a comment below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one. Bye!